time, our brave group of adventurers decided on what they wished to do with the parts of the slain hog Hydra, as it was decided that you would be selling them to the Slayers of the Colossus, the Monster Slayer Guild that you had encountered while you were traveling down the road and assisted in fighting against the Hog Hydra. While that was happening, Josie had met with the tiefling gunner woman who wielded the massive unwieldy piece of metal that was used as the gun to fire at the Hogdra, Euphoria, who preferred to go by Yuffie. They had some conversation as they approached back, and eventually everyone was back together. The decision was made about what to do with the Hog Hydra parts. Some exchanges were had with the members of the Slayers of Colossus, and some observations were had about certain members. And then you all sold the parts to the Slayers for a decent sum that they paid you, and then went off to head into the city. As you traveled up toward the gate, eventually getting caught in some traffic as you arrived outside of the city itself. As you were caught in the traffic, eventually the Slayers of Colossus caught up, and the captain of the squad that you had helped called over a guard who was able to give you an expedited trip inside to the city, past the traffic, and straight to the fort that is the mayor's home and the centerpiece of the city of Breline. I'll drag you guys back down to the map, in fact. As you traveled through the gates of the city and through across the stone road, observing the massive structures of this bustling and loud city. Many people going about their day and doing such things. In the air as well around the keep, there were what looked like flying forms of massive creatures that some could see were... What the fuck? You know, I checked this. I checked this playlist. I'm more upset about that than I should be. But it'll be fine. Just gonna fucking... It's always fucking something. Yeah, again, checking it does not see that exact thing that got played on it. But whatever. Anyway, you all traveled through the city, seeing these massive winged creatures flying above the fort as you began to approach the massive fort sitting in the middle of Breline that you knew to be the place where the mayor was set up and where such and such is going on. Passing by a massive temple on the way there and a statue of the founder and basically uniting king of Destin, Uthor Avalon. As you arrived at the gates, they pulled open for you all, and you were led inside, walking around aimlessly, led by the guard at first, trying to find someone who could attend to you. Eventually finding a... Pulling up my thing really quick. Eventually finding what was a maid who appeared to be of some sort of importance, who greeted you all with a slight bow and then went off to go find the mayor. The guard remained sat with you until a elven individual landed on the balcony just outside to come meet with you all and greet you, as this man approached you, this elven man who is currently on the map, whose name was... double checking. I believe he was Esteros. Yes. As Esteros, one of the children of Mayor Evadan, greeted you with his large dragon friend beside him as well, who also bowed and introduced himself as Navlam, the dragon. The individual, Esteros, was very cordial with you all and did not wish to leave you out in the cold after such a long journey without any hospitality. So he had brought you all to a sort of a nice sitting room where you were tended to with food and drink, and then offered to as well set up your lodging situation, depending on what you wanted to do, whether you wanted to be you staying at the fort or staying in an inn somewhere else. It was decided that you all would be staying at the fort, and there was some arrangements for who would be staying where that I can't fully remember right now, but is not fully important. As well, you discussed some things with him, and it got some information regarding what he knew about the goblin raids and some other things going on. And he informed you that his father was in a meeting with another individual who was of interest in regards to what was going on with the goblins currently, as this individual by the name of Astaroth was speaking to his father, who possibly could help or do something with the goblins. You did not know quite yet. Nonetheless, eventually you all had finished eating and were given an hour before you were proper to meet with the mayor. So you were sent and given lodgings in these very fanciful and nice rooms, with Asteros helping you find your way to them. And afterward, you took your hour to rest and do whatever you needed to do. And then you went off to go to the meeting room, where you would be meeting with Mayor Evadan, who would assist you with who would speak to you and brief you about what was going on with the goblins and provide whatever aid he could in helping see the problem to its completion, to its solution. So you all went to meet with the mayor, and met with this dapper older elven man. Jesus, wrong button. Thank you for doing that. Who introduced himself to you all. Just wanting to get the pronunciation of this right. As he introduced himself, Volmer Evadan, the mayor of Brayline. Giving a bow and being kind and cordial with you all still as well, as he met with you. As he did, he informed you of some things going on with this Astaroth individual that he had met with, trying to politely find a way to describe him as his son Asteros, simply put, described him as he did, as a man that looked like he was homeless or down on his luck in tattered clothing, looking like a mess, an elven man, as he had met with him. He had also informed that a friend of his who had been brought along to assist with the situation going on would also be joining you all soon. And before you all could go to press for information further about what was going on, this individual entered as this elven man dressed in fine armor with long flowing black hair walked in. He was greeted by Volmer Evadan saying, welcome Zephyr, or something along those lines, calling him by his name. As he walked in, looked to Astrid with a confused and surprised look on his face, and we ended session with him saying, Lady Astrid, is that you? Before we get back into it, picking up where we left off in the meeting room, Is there any questions, comments, or concerns from anybody about the recap or anything I left out that you all would like to get touched up on, or anything I did not elaborate enough on? I'm going to take that as a no. And I'm going to take a big sip of water, and then we're going to get into it. As my throat hurts a bit after that. All right. As we pick up where we left off, I will describe this alleged Zephyr for you once more. As walking in, this elven man with long, flowing black hair, adorned in beautiful silverish steel armor that almost looks designed to be more antique and like fancy looking as opposed to functional, but clearly has some sort of function still, with a variety of different pieces of jewelry adorning across his body as well. On his chest is emblazoned the symbol of Illustre, what looks to be a blazing longsword surrounded by moonlight at the center. It clearly identifiable to those of you who have seen Illustre's symbol as the symbol of Illustre. As he enters, his flowing long black hair and what looks like a shield on his one hand that is in a crescent moon shape that only has metal in this crescent moon shape that lacks any sort of metal piece above that as well. It is just simply a circular crescent moon symbol. Young looking, with a very pretty handsome face, serious expression on his face, but as he said, he walks in, his eyes fall upon Astrid, and in a confused and surprised voice, he says, "Lady Astrid, is that you?" That's what do you do?
Lord Zelfar, I trust your pilgrimage is going well then?
You see him, smile slightly as he goes, "It gladdens me to see that you recognize me, still after all these years. Yes, the pilgrimage goes well. Are you on some sort of journey yourself? I was unaware that, well, I did not know you had left the homeland. Though it has been some time."
Yes, I suppose we could call it that. I wanted some real-world experience before I sort of got involved with the political scene back home.
I see. Makes sense. Apologies, it's been so long. I was simply surprised to see you. I did not recognize you for a moment. I trust your journey is going well, then.
I believe it is, yes.
He smiles and goes, "That is good to hear." As he turns to look to the rest of the room, giving a nod to Mayor Evadan with a smile on his face, a very not jovial, but a very pleasant smile. As he looks to you all and gives a slight bow with his hand directly going on his waist as he gives a slight bow and goes, "It is good to meet you all. I am Zephyr Arabella, not champion. Knight of Illustre and Paladin of the Moon. It is good to meet you all. If I understand correctly, you all are here as well to look into the matter with the goblins of the pass. I hope that we can collaborate our efforts.
Hi. Name's Beryl. Nice to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you as well, Lady Beryl.
Oh. It's just Beryl.
As you wish, Beryl.
I did forget to ask, is he titled?
No. Not currently.
Okay, so she wouldn't have said Lord then.
He's a knight. Well, he is a knight, technically. But that is the only title he would hold.
Okay.
His pilgrimage is related to, him gaining of titles or such of things. Go ahead, Dice.
Darrow. Isaac Darrow.
A pleasure to meet you, Lord Darrow.
Oh, just Isaac, please.
He would have said, Master Darrow, not Lord.
Oh, well, he would have accepted Master.
What a weird hill!
I'm not a lord, but you can call me master.
Yikes.
I would nod and go, Carolina.
Good to meet you, Lady Carolina. And this would continue on with everyone introducing themselves if they would like. He would continue to politely call you by a lord or master, and unless you are, unless you correct him or say to not call him that, he will refer to you by that as such. So is anyone going to tell him to not refer to them by either lady or master, aside from Beryl, who did already?
Carolina would not correct him.
Okay.
Josie would absolutely refuse to be called by any sort of nice title.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. And as the introductions finish, Volmer looks to him, smile on his face, and looks to you all with a nod. He goes, as he looks between Astrid and Zeplar and goes, "You two will know each other then." Go ahead.
Yes, we sort of grew up together.
So it is, yes. We are from the same homeland, Lady Astrid and I. Though it has been several years since I have left, I was simply surprised as he looks to Volmer. I have been traveling, as you know. As he goes, "I see. Well, fated reunions or other sorts of coincidental ones, if you don't believe in that sort of things, here in Beeline today. Shall we sit? Please, this will be a long conversation. I do not want any of you to have to stand." As he would offer out toward the meeting table. And Zelfar is going to go and pull out a seat, and will... no, he wouldn't do that, actually. No. Yeah, Mayor Evadan moves to sit. Are you guys moving to sit as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Astrid, if you go to sit, Zeplar would pull a chair out for you and offer it to you. Not clearly moving to sit next to you or anything like that, just politely doing so as you'd expect of, well, of him, frankly, with the relationships between, well, as you'd expect of him, is all I'd say.
Yeah, she's not gonna rock the boat right now. She will take the chair.
Alright, and he would go and he would take a seat, as well. And you all would sit. As you sit, the maid, sorry, my throat is really acting up as session starts. The maid, Tanilla, would walk over and would look to the mayor and go, "Shall I get you some coffee, Lord Evadan?" And he would look up to her and smile and go, "Tea for today, Tanilla. Would any of you like anything?"
I'll have a tea.
Water, please.
Tea,
He sounds nice.
tea would be lovely. Yes, thank you.
So, Astrid tea, Beryl tea, Carolina tea, Isaac water. Josie, did you say something?
Oh, Josie will hop on that water train.
Okay, so water.
Yeah.
Soul, are you gonna get something?
All aboard.
She'd ask for a water as
Okay,
well.
so 3 waters and 3 teas, perfect. I'll say Silas gets a tea. He seems like a tea type of person. Zephyr would look over to Nola and go, I will have a coffee as well, if you would. As she would nod to him, look to Esteros, as Esteros would go, I'm good, thank you. Just a water, in case, I suppose. And she would go off to fetch drinks. As Volmer would look to you all and smile and would go, apologies for not being able to greet you as you arrived earlier, with me being in the meeting with the strange Astaroth. I hope that the accommodations that you have been offered have been suitable so far, or to your liking.
Hey, they're nicest room I've ever been in.
I am
Second that.
glad to hear that. We take pride in making sure the guest rooms are stocked and well fitted. Were there any issues on your travel here through the plains?
Oh, well, we did run across a hog dra?
One of
There was,
those.
like,
No, go ahead.
lots of heads and necks.
One of the foul monstrosities of the plains. Yes,
Aye.
an issue that
one of
continues to grow every day.
Well, thankfully the lovely slayers were there to lend us a hand, and we did quite nicely with it.
He nods as he has a contemplative look on his face as he goes, yes, the Slayers have proven to be quite the useful ally in these times, as the monstrosities of the plains have grown more bold and more desperate as days have gone by.
How
Strange times. Go ahead, Isaac.
how recent are these monstrosities been plaguing this town?
Well, the plains have always been dangerous. They have always held, there have always been a good deal of these creatures going throughout them. However, it was only recently, within the past few months, that they have started to grow bold and started approaching civilization. A developing and concerning problem. One that is joined with the problem of the goblins of Golwyn Pass. Strange times. I know their people very personally. As the mayor, I've done business relations with them for all my time serving here. And they have never come off as violent in any sort of way throughout my dealings with them. To cut to the chase, I do not want to waste any of your time since you have come here for your clear goal. And I thank you for that once again. The goblins recently have begun raids. The raids began about... Let me check really quick that I haven't written down in the note a specific time when they started raiding and contradict myself really quick. Concerning okay, yeah. I will not contradict myself with this then. For the past couple months, goblin raids have begun. It started maybe 2.5 months ago with a slight tense situation that broke down during a merchant caravan attempting to make contact with the goblins. They reacted rather hostilely to them approaching their lands and were held at weapon point and escorted out while having some of their wares taken from them. Not much, mainly raw metals and weaponry taken from them as they were sent back. Afterward, he would reach into his side jacket and pull a map out from his pouch and lay it down on the table. And I'm going to pull you guys over to the map that he is pulling out. Afterwards, it wasn't for some time before, halfway through that month, we were attacked in one of the small shanty towns outside of the city proper. As they struck here first. You should see the X I drew.
Yes.
They struck, taking a variety of different goods and items. But I'm just reading. But in particular, they stole a great deal of weapons, smithing tools, and fire salts from the towns themselves. Afterwards, the strike, a strike occurred once more. Here. And then there was one more that was held off at... Nope, that's not correct. I was drawing wrong. Strike would have happened here. And then there was one more held off here, where they were driven back and not able to retrieve anything from their raids. With no casualties, we met their force with force, and they retreated upon seeing the numbers we had. There have been some injuries in the attacks. Several people have been injured to moderate to minor degrees. Nothing serious, nothing fatal. And as I said, food, tools, weapons, smithing tools, and fire salts have been the things that they have been stealing from our people when they have hit these parts of the town. I have sent several missives and attempted to reach out diplomatically to the goblin leaders several times, only to be met with no response. Each day is a trying one as I grow concerned furthermore about why they have begun these raids. We have always tried to be open and cordial with the goblins. They are one of our trade partners, and we consider them an ally both to Breeline and to Destin itself. So this is a strange turn. In fact, not even a month before they had driven the caravan away from their lands, we had celebrated years of unity with a festival and celebration in the town, in the city itself. So it strikes me as odd that they would finally decide now to go against and attack us. We have no illusions about being any hand that feeds them, so it is not necessarily that we believe it is strange they attacked someone who benefits them greatly, more that they have always been peaceful and kind to us, been a friend to our lands. It is strange that a friend would draw blade against a friend.
During these attacks, has anybody noticed, well, anything different about them up close aside from their hostility? Anything, like, physically about them that's changed?
There have been no physical differences that we've observed in the goblins themselves, though we have noted their... It's strange. I have gotten reports from some that report clear hostility from the goblins, but there are other reports that have reported something more along the lines of desperation from them during their attacks. Not hostility or anger or hatred, but desperation. And Zephyr would chime up and go, Could something have driven the goblins to having to raid you? Have there been any strange occurrences in the past few months that you are aware of? To which Volmer just goes, Unfortunately, the only thing I could make note of is the war breaking out between Vosia and Zillion. Aside from that, well, I do not know. The monstrosity problem has increased as well around the time since their raids began, but I wonder if they are connected in some way. Around this time, Tanilla makes it back with the drinks, as all of you are handed your teas and water. The mayor's handed his tea, and Zephyr is handed his coffee. As he takes a sip of it, you see him pause for a moment upon sipping it. And he's a really well-mannered individual. So if you want to roll insight check, any of you could if you'd like. The amount of people that will roll insight for a bit is very funny.
Doesn't like his coffee.
Astrid, I would say you don't need to roll and you'll just get this as well. So Beryl, Josie, Soul, and Astrid, you can tell that that coffee was bad for him, as he did not like that coffee at even a little bit, as he very subtly sets it down and does not touch it again. As Volmer would look up to Tanilla and smile and go, "Thank you once again, Tanilla. Please take the rest of the day off. We will have no need of your services for the rest." As he says, very genuinely, as she gives a cordial bow, and goes and walks out. As he turns to look to you all and goes, "But, as I was saying, yes, no strange occurrences that I am aware of have come to mind. The war breaking out, and then the monstrosity problem increasing around the time of the raids. But we do not have answers for either of those things."
Sorry, our minds are just racking around this fucking coffee.
I have a full list of things that Silas will ask too, so if it goes too long without a question being asked, he will ask something, so don't worry about it.
Oh, I have a shit ton of questions. I'm just waiting for him to give his brief. If he's done, let me know.
Well, he has given all the information he has so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's given basically everything he has.
Okay.
Aside from, I guess he'll include one more thing. He goes, aside from diplomatic missions failing, we have not tried to dispatch any sort of unit towards the Goblin lands yet. As I said, they have not harmed anybody in a fatal or particularly lasting way, and what they have taken has mostly been things that are needed to survive. We do not want to turn to violence and possibly having to subdue or fight them, as they have been our friends for a long time and they have been very peaceful throughout that entire time as well. I do not wish to see blood be spilt between us. It is why I requested aid from Satanta that could be of a more subtle variety, and now you all are here, and I thank you for that as well. Again.
We are the utmost subtle.
What Barrel's trying to say is we move with light footsteps. You know, no impact. Very gentle touch.
I'm happy to hear that, as a gentle touch will be required for this. I do not know why the goblins have turned to their banditry, but I can only hope we can find a diplomatic and amiable solution for all parties involved.
What did the goblins usually trade in?
The goblins trade in refined mithril fragments that they recover from the elven ruins that they find their home in. They are one of the only they are the only people, to my knowledge, that have the information on how to refine the ore from inside the ruins themselves. Aside from that, hides and other parts from creatures that they take part in hunting in the plains.
You said they were... Oh, go ahead, Caroline.
When was the last raid? When did the last raid take place?
The last raid occurred about 2.5 weeks ago.
And since then, it's been silence from the goblins?
Yes, ever since we matched force with force when they attempted their third raid, there has been no forces sent forward by them, though there have been stirrings from their lands. Something could be happening, but we do not know what.
In, between the other two raids, how long between the raids, did they occur? Like from the first raid to the second raid to the third raid?
The first raid happened, and it was maybe a full week after that the second raid occurred. The second raid occurred, and then a few days after the second, the third came.
And did these raid happens at night? Or were they during the day?
Occurred at night. They struck when the sun had lowered and when all had moved to go to rest. At the end of the day, when everyone was no longer working and the guards were pulling in their patrols.
Now, did they attempt to... When you say raid, was this a snatch and grab? Was it loud, or was it more... Did they try to go in quietly?
They did not initially wish to attract people's attentions, but each time they were caught by watching eyes, and then it turned into a louder situation.
What can you tell me about these elf ruins that they inhabit?
One second. The ruins. I don't know much on them. Allegedly were inhabited by high elves who had came from the ancient lands, long ago. Knowledge of the history of that place is lost, so I know little of the information regarding it. As he turns to look to Zelfar, as he goes, your knowledge of ancient elven history seems to be a bit more catalogued than mine, though. So perhaps you know some things, Lord Zephyr? As he would been looking down at his coffee again, pondering, and would look back up to you all, and would smile and goes, I know some information about these old ruins, yes. The name of the ruins is Imyava Alanar. To translate into common tongue, it is ancient Elvish. It translates to Rest of the Sword Singers, or Sword Singers' Rest. It is where the... Well, I do not know who will have knowledge on this. Perhaps you will know what I speak of when I mention this, Lady Astrid. But it is where the Lunori of the ancient elves had first arrived to this land and called their home originally. You can roll a history check at advantage, Astrid. It's a pretty high DC.
Are those times correct that I've put down?
Let me double check. Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I will give you the exact days between. It would have been 3 days between.
Hell yeah.
That just helps me.
Okay, not 20 is
visualize
that.
stuff.
Okay. Do any of you need me to type the spelling of the name of the ruins again for you all?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will do that. Imgiva Alinar translates to Sword Singers, or Rest of the Sword Singers, or Sword Singers Rest. Okay. Yeah, the Nat 20 will definitely get you information. Astrid, your knowledge on ancient Elven history isn't very... You don't have much. They don't particularly teach much of it back at home. However, you're taught some things that are at least related to your people. And you know that in the Elven lands long ago, there was a practice of magic known as the art of sword magic, or being a sword mage. And long ago, in the ancient Elven lands, that was a big art that was practiced, and there were two main factions of sword mages in the ancient Elven lands, the Lunori and the Solori. And distinctively, they actually did not really have anything to do with deities of the moon nor the sun at the time, despite their namesake indicating relation to the sun and the moon. In fact, more their techniques of magic through using the blade was more in dedication to the moon and the sun, with the Lunori using more subtle manipulations of magics to provide lingering effects on their magic, while also practicing more freedom in their arts and their tenets that they follow, whereas the Solari were dedicated to imitation of the sun through blinding and powerful bursts of instantaneous magic that faded upon use, and having very strict and rigid tenets that they followed. Do you need me to paste that information that I just gave you?
No, I think I got it all.
Okay.
But I would like to ask, does Astrid know about blade singers?
Roll me another history check at advantage, and you'll get a bonus to it as well.
Okay.
Yes, I would say that because of this, Astrid is aware of blade singers. You know that there is a school of blade singing that is, in fact, dedicated to Illustre. That is a sort of advanced teaching of bardic practices, the College of the Moon Dancer. But you know of blade singers, yes. You are aware of their existence. They are mages that practice magic and are able to turn the swords they wield into their spellcasting focuses and channel their magic through their blades to give them better defenses and better offensive capabilities. And I'd say that in that moment, Astrid would make the connection in her head that Silas does, in fact, seem to be a practicing blade singer.
Okay, she's not going to say anything about Silas because she's not going to blow up his spot.
No, sure.
But,
I'm just pointing it out for you. And you would know that blade singing is derived from the art of being a sword mage, and that blade singing is essentially your current magical capabilities version of the second magic blade sword mage abilities.
Okay.
Alright, so was I actually asked a question now that I have all this information, or did he just say I would know about it?
He was just pointing out that you might know about it.
Okay.
And, sorry, I forgot to include one last thing. You know that the Lunori, were a faction in the ancient Elven lands, like I described to you before, but you also know that there was a schism in the ancient Elven lands, and the Lunori basically left the ancient Elven lands with other elves, and came to, the mortal world. And it's basically understood that all of the elves of the mortal world are basically in some manner or form descended from the Lunori in some way. Or descended from at least the people that traveled with them. As Zeplar would go forward and say, the Lunori being a faction of elves from the ancient lands who left after a great schism, and then found their home in those ruins. I do not know particularly anything more about the ruins, though I do know that they are historically significant. In fact, the reason I had even considered coming to Brayline initially before I had heard about what was going on was to see the ruins myself.
Why were they abandoned?
Hard for me to say. I do not know. He contemplates and thinks for a moment. I'm gonna have him roll. He's a +6. Let's see. He contemplates as he shakes his head as he goes, I cannot say for certain, but I believe when the Lunori fled, they found their home there initially, in Imja Alanar, where they first established their grounds here in this land. But I think there was a disagreement between factions within the group, and they split, and it was abandoned soon after they had disagreed on something. There were ideological differences between those that had fled from the ancient lands, even. Much of ancient elven history is filled with these sort of petty, or perhaps not so petty, squabbles between our prideful ancestors. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to remember each one, frankly. All I know is that it has sat unattended to and abandoned for at least more than hundreds of years by this point. Aside from the goblins, I mean. I do not know how long they've inhabited them. I meant that they had not been touched by elven influence in that time.
You say they've been stealing smithing supplies?
Yes! Tools. They tried to steal an anvil. It didn't go well. It was too heavy. And fire salts, which could be included in smithing supplies, but can also be an alchemical component.
Well, if I combine that information with the knowledge of the ruins belonging to the Lunori, it sounds like they're attempting to forge swords that could be used to cast magic.
And with the mithril that they mine, that would be a perfect conduit, would it not?
Mithril is, and this is Zephyr, naturally a ore that merges with magic better, yes. It could be that they are attempting something along those lines, yes, but I'm going to give him another roll because that was a good point you made out, Astrid. Okay. He actually rolled well this time. No, that's a good point. Smithing tools, blade forging. I thank you, Lady Astrid. My mind could not find this until now. Imvia Alanar was also a refinery for mithril, and was where the Lunori, when they first arrived here, began construction of their dark iron golems. Astrid, you've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's fine. Mayor, you've been to the ruins yourself?
Only on diplomatic ventures to speak with the goblins. I've never explored them myself, though.
Did you happen to see any writing engraved on any of these structures there?
A wide variety of different writings on structures, depictions of individuals as well. I can't read Ancient Elvish, though, so I could not make heads or tail of it.
It's very possible that if they somehow found a key or someone who was willing to translate, they could be attempting to reproduce the ancient methods of smithing these swords, or the golems that you mentioned.
Zeplar nods to that, and the mayor goes, "It could be, but that doesn't make sense to me still. It doesn't explain the change in attacking, as opposed to trying to negotiate with us for those materials that they would need."
Well, you mentioned that someone who was attacked said it was more of. It looked more of desperation.
Correct.
Than aggression. So maybe it's not so much they're trying to do this for themselves. Someone's making them do this for them.
You think manipulation could be the key? That someone has threatened the goblins to get these things and forge these weapons?
From what you're saying,
coercion.
From what you're saying is that this aggression and these raids happened out of nowhere, and you had such good relations with the goblins. It doesn't make sense that something, like they would just change like this, and for acting like in desperation instead of asking for help might be something that they were doing. It might be their only go-to.
We had considered that they were being intimidated by something before, but we could find no viable reason to believe that the goblins had something more to offer someone who wished to blackmail them, aside from raiding and possibly the mithril. That does make sense, what you've said. Someone wishing to gain these weapons or golems, threatening the goblins to acquire the tools and then make them? Is that what you theorize?
It's highly possible at this point.
In a sense, instead of getting the materials that they need themselves, using goblins as kind of a expendable cause.
Is there anybody who would possibly benefit from the goblins going hostile? Some maybe rival traders who were interested in their mithril? Or somebody who maybe is interested in the land?
The goblins, their relationship with us only benefits the traders of Brayline. The goblins are the only people with the knowledge to retrieve the mithril from the ruins from what we know. And the trading and selling of mithril with the traders here has only been beneficial. More to say, I know of no groups within Destin that harbor any anti-goblin sentiments or issues with the goblins, at least publicly. Frankly, the only group that would stand to benefit from the goblins becoming hostile is the Kissian Church of Saurus.
Why is that?
Just typing out the spelling for you. Well, the Kissian Orthodox Church stands to believe that it is their holy mission to wipe out the goblins of the pass. They have sought conflict and openly wished to destroy them for many years now. In fact, the church sent word to us offering to dispose of their problem regarding the goblins very quickly after the incident began. If I could be candid with you all for a moment, we had considered, once this had broken out, that this was a ploy by the Kissian Church to drive the goblins to hostility so that they could finally seek out and do what they have been looking to do for years. However, this is not a sentiment that we have expressed publicly or openly. because the Kissian Church stands as the main religious group and one of the pillars of government in Saurus. To speak out, to make such claims against them with no evidence would be an unwise move for Destin, considering their status in the Praxmore Treaty. In the Praxmorian Treaty. And Isaac, you know that Saurus is a part of the Praxmore, founding, nations, so they are, one of the parts of the treaties, and it would be a big thing for another nation to claim that that one nation is trying to actively sabotage the other.
Yeah. Do you know the reason behind their prejudice against the goblins?
I do not, personally. I have never read into or researched the religious doctrine of the Kissian Church. I know that Kissia's main religious body worships Grisevian, the Raven Queen, and that they that is all I know. Isaac, you can actually roll I would say history. It's a higher DC for history, but I'll allow it.
Also have I'm also proficient in religion.
Okay, you can roll religion then. Yeah, I think you're the only person I would have roll for this, because you're from Praxmore, you would know. Yeah, you know that the Kissian Orthodox Church worships Grisevi and the Raven Queen, and their tenets are heavily based around life and death. And you know that their heavy anti-goblin sentiments is not just goblins, in fact. It is goblinoids and pureblood orcs that they have and this incredible prejudice against, and they consider it part of their holy mission to wipe them out. And you know that this belief is not commonly shared among non-Kissian Church worshippers of Grisevi and the Raven Queen. That this is definitely unique to Saurus.
Do we happen to know what sort of demographic makes up the Kissian Church?
I do not off the top of my head. I could possibly fetch that information for you if you would like it, for a later date, for later this night. Does Astrid want him? Go ahead.
I think that would be helpful. Sometimes if you're able to pinpoint the majority within a group, you can find reasoning for their so-called
I will
beliefs.
check our archives then and see if we have anything that could inform you on that later then. Oh, Isaac, you would have also known that the Kissian Orthodox Church was the original founding body of the government of Saurus. Like, they founded the nation. Silas would chime up and is going to speak, and on the topic of the ruins and the goblins, he would ask if there is any map of the area that the goblins hold as their home. To which Volmer would think for a moment, and he would go, I do not believe we possess a map of their home, but I can check the archives later to see if that is something we have. And then he would press on and ask if there are any less-known passageways or secret ways into the goblin's home, to which he would just, Volmer would just say, I honestly do not know. Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to know what deities these goblins, or what religion, if any, they
yes.
are?
The goblins worship Mirador, and one moment. Also pay homage to the Raven Queen and Sylvanas. I'm gonna spell Mirador for you guys really quick. And then I can get a history, a religion or history check. The history check is at a higher DC from Astrid, Isaac, Soul, Beryl too, in fact, for Mirador, but not Carolina. So, history or religion. Oof. That's just a bad roll.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have very high.
Yeah. Okay.
And you said Mirador, Raven Queen, and
Sylvanas.
Sylvanas.
Yeah, okay. Astrid and Soul, you know who Mirador is. You know that Mirador is known as the Patient One. He is a minor deity whose domain covers patient, tolerance, meditation, and unity. He's the only surviving member of the Goblin Pantheon, and his tenets teach to respect all creatures. He expects open-mindedness, compassion from his followers, as they are encouraged to attempt to meet and befriend other races. He also encourages his followers to blend in with other races as they can. And I'm going to post a whole bullet point of information in the chat that you two would be aware of. I just don't want to have to read off the whole thing. As there you are. Their religious doctrine is one of the reasons why we were so confused by their violent churn, as Mirador is not one to teach or encourage violence from his followers.
I have to agree with Carolina. I believe they're most likely being somehow coerced by a third party, either willingly or unwillingly.
Silas will chime up again, and he will go, talking further on the ruins, he will ask if is there any local experts or anyone, books or anything in town that has information on the ruins. And the mayor, Volmer, would go, I do not know of any experts in town. There may be some books in our archives here that I could look for. And there are a few bookstores and libraries in town. They could possibly have information there. And Zelfar will chime up and he will go, I believe there's someone in town that is knowledgeable on the ruins themselves. There is from what I understand, I was told this by by someone in my network of information, you could say. I was told that there is a member of the Slayer's Colossus here who possesses information on ancient elven history to an intimate extent and knows a great deal about the ruins outside of the town. I do not know their name, but I know that they are a member of the guild. I was going to seek them out myself at some point in my stay here to see if I could find any interesting information regarding it from them.
Do you mind if we tag along, or you possibly relay that information one or the other?
If you wish to tag along, you're certainly free to. And Volmer would go, well, perhaps it would be good to seek this individual out. I can send word to the Slayers and see if they will get in touch with me. As Zephyr would go, no need. I do not wish to force anything from them. I simply seek a conversation with whoever it is. The mayor just nods.
Do you have any estimate about the population numbers of the goblin colony? How big of a group are we talking? Not, of course, not that we're expecting to go in there swinging.
I don't know the exact population number, but it is a little over 100 goblins.
You mentioned before, I think he called them dark steel golems. Was that what he said? Dark steel golems?
Looking to Zelflar as you say this?
Yes.
Yes. Dark steel golems. They were a... let's just say a experiment into the dark magic of... Well, into dark magic by the Lunori that had landed there. They are tall, towering iron golems enhanced with the powers of dark magic that can expel dark magic from them, and are tall, towering hunks of metal-wielding weaponry. They were a failed experiment that unfortunately fell into the hands of the forces of the Dark Lord when he was still an active threat in the world long ago.
Can I roll history on Dark Lord? I feel like I don't think we've ever...
Have you not heard Dark Lord in this game yet?
I do not believe so.
I don't know what the second word you're saying is.
Lord.
Dark Lord?
Lord.
Am I not being... Am I not speaking... Am I, like, fucked up right now? My mic, or...
No,
is it just Alex that's
it
hearing
just
me bad?
sort of sounded like wood, and I wasn't sure.
Okay. So you guys haven't heard Dark Lord in this game before? Really? I thought that got brought up already.
I don't
Think
think
so.
Everyone can roll history. Silas, Isaac, it can be an advantage. Beryl, you're gonna have some information regardless of the roll. Astrid, it can be an advantage. Josie, it's just a normal roll. Soul, it'd be an advantage for you. Silas's would also be at advantage. Carolina would get a roll too. I'm trying to gauge in my head how annoying this information is for me to repeat. It's annoying, and we've gone on for almost an hour now. Why don't we take a break now? Why don't we? That's good with everybody. We'll take 5 minutes, and when we get back, I will lore dump with you guys on this Lord of the Rings nonsense. As be back in 5. All right. Prepare your notes because it's going to be a dump. It's not going to be that big of a dump, actually. You guys do not know too much about this. Josie, you have not heard it. You've heard it before. You don't know what it means, and you go, from what it sounds like, it's probably bad. And Beryl, you've heard the name before. And you know that it is bad because you know that there were dark beings in the Fae that were known colloquially as Dark Fae, that were alleged servants or minions of this Dark Lord that was used to tell, like, spooky, scary tales to keep people from to stay away from them. All you know is that they were bad news, and to you that must mean that whoever this Dark Lord is likely bad news. Carolina, I need you to roll me a history check as you hear, as the Dark Lord was mentioned. Okay. So Isaac, Astrid, Sol, and Carolina. The Dark Lord is a figure of now ancient history. From what you understand, the Dark Lord was an elven man who was born with a powerful spiritual blessing known as the authority of the Fiend King, which gave him absolute command over any and all fiends who were not pledged to a archfiend while they were in his presence and while they were on the prime material plane. He had absolute control and authority over them. You know that years ago he led, like a thousand years ago, he led an army composed of fiends, demons, devils alike, other sorts of creatures, twisted and dark, and hordes of other races and monsters that sided with him against the known world, trying to conquer it, and was slain those years ago by a band of heroes backed by the united armies of the known parts of the world. You know this, Isaac. You know that the story is a bit weird because you've heard tales of the Dark Lord in a variety of different ways from a variety of different people, and recently in Praxmore you have begun noticing that they have begun changing the history regarding the Dark Lord to have him being mentioned as being a servant of or being blessed and being a servant of, let me find the name really quick because I don't know it off the top of my head.
Damn revisionists.
Yes, they have been changing and altering the history to make it so that he was allegedly a servant and chosen of Olitia, the evil goddess of night and darkness, known as the Shadowed Queen.
This is like in the history books?
That has begun changing now recently, yeah. However, you also know that information on the Dark Lord is rather scarce. So you don't know why they're changing it. Maybe it's being updated to current standards, or maybe they are revising history. Astrid, you know a bit further that the Dark Lord was an elven man of ancient elven lineage who was apparently from the ancient elven lands and was older than the spell plague before he became and started attacking the world. So that he is a very, very ancient elf.
Any association with snakes?
With snakes? You have no knowledge of him being associated with snakes, no.
Okay.
Symbology-wise, or anything of the sort. And... yeah, that's all You guys would know. You'd just know that this is aside from that the Dark Lord is a figure that is feared throughout history. One that is still held in contempt, and one whose names was struck from the history book to have it not be spoken again. And in fact, much of the history surrounding him was struck from history books, becoming forbidden knowledge that is kept away and sealed in the dark for the alleged reason of being too dangerous, as they do not want to create another. Any questions regarding information I just gave you? All right.
Bad guy.
Allegedly.
And you said,
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Olithia was a evil god.
Oletia is an evil god.
Is currently
Yes.
like
Evil goddess known as the Shadowed Queen, goddess of darkness, and a whole bunch of other things. Yeah. You don't know anything more about her.
Okay.
If he's older than the spell plague, do we know, like, if he took any part in it?
What do you mean by that?
Like, what he was doing during it?
You would not know what he was doing during it, no.
Okay.
You just know that he is from the ancient lands and is older than the spell plague. And you know that a schism drove him from the ancient lands years ago, in fact. Aside from that. That he had left the ancient lands, due to a schism that broke out. But there were a lot of schisms in the ancient lands, so you might have, you probably didn't pay attention for a good portion of them, quite honestly. The elves infight an almost comedically large amount.
Yeah, throw a stone and it'll fall in a schism.
Basically, yes. As repeating what Zeplar said to sort of orient us back into what he was talking about. He was answering a question regarding the dark golems. As he said, the dark iron golems were infused with the essence of dark magic, also known as hexing, and was able to act as a conduit of hexing, and was eventually fell into the possession of the Dark Lord. As the experiment failed, they could not be controlled by normal means.
Hey, well, that all sounds horrible. Are these golems? Are they still walking around?
No, if there are any around, they are derelict and defunct by now.
Oh,
The
well, that's good.
the knowledge to imbue them with power has been long lost to history. When the Dark Lord fell, much of the secrets that he held fell with him. For better or for worse.
What became of the Dark Lord after he fell? Like, did they bury him somewhere, or...?
I do not know, honestly. That is not knowledge in my possession. All I know is that long ago there was a great battle, and that an entire continent was lost to a sheen of ice, and he has been gone since then. I imagine he was killed and perhaps destroyed, body and all.
Sheen of ice, you say?
Yes. Aside from the Dark Lord, though, I do not believe we have anything to concern ourselves with. Even if they had the materials to construct these golems, they could not power them. They would need someone who was aware of manipulation of darkness itself, in the same way that those who served the Dark Lord or those who served in ancient elven council would be able to know. So if they were making anything, they would be making duplicates or replicas that could not match the original.
Well, if no one else has any questions, I think we should move on as to what our plan should be. Because if the goblins are turning everybody away and with the open hostilities, I don't see how we're gonna approach this diplomatically unless we disguise ourselves, but even then, possibly easily seen through.
My hope was that they would be possibly willing to parley with a small group of individuals representing the town.
I mean, I think it's definitely worth trying.
And my hope was that those that were sent by Satanta, i.e. you, would be those individuals.
So they're willing to have us.
The question then turns to be if they're willing to have you, as if they are truly being manipulated by someone, it would be in the manipulator's best interest to keep you far away from any negotiations.
In that case, and this is not an ideal situation, but not one that I'm fond of at least, but if that's the case, possibly capturing one and interrogating, safely, of course, but an interrogation of sorts to gain answers.
I have a proposition. Perhaps this would have been information that would have been useful earlier for me to divulge on, but I wish to respect our neighbors, so I did not want to reveal this. The Lamia tribe of the Plains have one of the diplomats of the Goblin clans staying with them in their tribe currently. We had sought to question this diplomat as he allegedly fled from the Goblin's home, according to their matriarch. But the Lamia have refused to have him be accosted or spoken to by any of ours, saying that he is under their protection and that he does not wish to speak to anyone.
Hang on, you said one of the
Goblin
diplomats?
Yeah, one of the Goblin diplomats is currently in
with the
Lamia tribe.
Of their own accord.
Yes. Allegedly, they abandoned the Goblin home and have been staying with the Lamia, who are claiming that they are under their protection and that they do not wish to be spoken to. We did not push further, as we do not want to disturb our relations with the Lamia as well as the Goblins. But perhaps an unaffiliated or concerned group may be able to convince the Lamia to meet with him. Someone approaching from the city concerned as the Goblins have been attacking, not actually associated with the government, if you know what I'm saying. No, he wouldn't say that. He doesn't need to say it. He doesn't feel he needs to say that. He doesn't know,
Wink, wink, nudge.
He doesn't...
Very big wink.
Yeah, he doesn't believe that anyone wouldn't be able to understand this implication.
Yeah.
Third party of independent contractors, essentially.
Exactly.
I mean, it would be in their best interest if we were to come to an agreement that we were all on the same side of this and we're only looking to, ease the troubles of everybody involved.
I agree. So I believe it would be of importance for them to be spoken to. You perhaps could question. Perhaps the diplomat could be questioned, and his information regarding what had happened can be gained. Aside from that, the Lamia may also possess information that we do not about the goblins' lands, and anything that has gone on within them.
Where are these Lamia?
They have a tribe that is right by the side of the stream as it continues down south. I will mark it on a map for direction for you. They are a bit more hesitant in their relations with outsiders comparatively to how the goblins once were. We have done relations with them for quite some time too, but they have always tried to keep it only mutually for business, nothing further.
Seems like that's probably the best route to go, and well, I know for sure we have a fair few in our group that are awfully persuasive, and maybe we can get them to see reason.
I believe you
I think
could. Okay.
we definitely have options in front of us. I think the Lamia tribe is certainly something we should explore, as well as the hunter at the Slayers, who has knowledge of the ruins for when and if we end up there. And of course, there's the local library or bookstore, one or the other.
I also believe that should you seek information on the ruins, I don't know this to for a fact be useful, but the Astaroth individual that I was questioning, he asked questions solely about recent goings-ons with the ruins. I believe he may know more about it. He is staying at an inn within the city, known as the Roosters. The Roosters Bellow. If you wish to speak with him, you'll be able to find him there. It may also be a good idea to conjoin your efforts, considering he seems to be interested in the goings-ons.
What'd you say it was a Rooster's what?
Roosters Bellow.
Thank you.
Roosters Clavicle. Why would it be that?
Why would it be that?
You're right. There's no reason. Why did my brain say it's gonna be clavicle? That's the name of it.
Aside from that, I will look into the archives for the information that you have requested of me, see if I could find anything. And is there anything else any other questions you have of me, or any other requests you need for your time here? We will attempt to assist you in whatever ways we can, whether it be through equipment or resources, information, and other things.
Oh, yes. That's, so I have just a big old tusk from, the Hogdra. I was hoping maybe to make into a weapon, I was told.
Ah,
that could be a thing that could be done.
Well, we have our smiths here, but if you are working with the part of a slain creature like a monstrosity, you may wish to consider seeking out the slayers of the Colossus and seeing if their smiths will make it into something for you, as they would be more adept at doing it.
Are they dwarves?
I don't know. Maybe?
Alright.
I imagine some of them could be. Does that matter?
I heard they make very good weaponry.
Some do.
I'd very much like to have a weapon made by a dwarf. If at all possible.
Well, I can't say I know for a fact that any of their smiths are dwarves. Our smiths aren't dwarves either. Unfortunately, we employ a wide variety of different people.
Well, then I guess I'll just check with them and hope for the best.
Right. Any other requests you would have for assistance aside from that? As I said, equipment and other sorts of things.
Would you mind marking some places of interest for us so we can find our way a bit better?
Within the town?
Yes, such as where the bookstore or library is, where the roosters are.
There are many bookstores and libraries. Well, many bookstores. The as he goes on to the thing. The Temple of Law has a library within it. And he would This is the Temple of Law that I just marked. The roosters would be here. And he will mark a couple different bookstores for you. Here. Here. And there is one here. And aside from that, he would ask what other sorts of things you would like marked on your map, like what other sorts of locations.
Oh, what's that? The big green spot there.
The park?
Yes. Are there trees there?
It is a park. It does, in fact, have trees, yes.
Beryl's eyes just gonna light up.
Any magic shops in the city?
Yes, there are a few magical shops. I'm realizing now, for some reason, the markings look a lot smaller on the map I'm looking at than they do. How small are the markings on the maps for you?
So I see the marking for the temple wall, like the little purple line. I don't see any other markings. I just see where it says Roosters, Bellow, and Books. That's it. Oh, I see one other little marking here. But
Do you not... Okay, they look like dots to me. Do they not look like dots to you?
No.
Make them circles, maybe.
Okay, that's annoying. I don't know why.
Yeah, it looks pretty small.
Okay, well, the things have been marked. The things that I've marked already have already gotten things put on them, so...
Okay.
As far as a magic shop, yes. He would be able to name what is at least two two shops that specialize in magical goods. He would point out this area right here. I just drew a little thing on it. And that is a magic shop that is known as the Dark Flames.
Do they sell spell components?
I'm not a magic caster. I don't know. I would say most likely, probably. And then there is another magic shop that he's going to mark for you. That is known as the Arcane Infinity. And it is... Where are you? Seriously, where are you? It's this pizza-shaped shop right here. And it is the Arcane Infinity, is the name of it.
There's just no good color.
I know, it sucks.
I'm trying.
I know, trust me, I know. It does suck. The Roll20 colors are just bad. Any other thing you'd want marked on the map?
Where are we right now?
You are in the fortress, which is this big thing right in the middle of the city.
Alright. Is that its official name?
It has a name that none of you have heard, but for now you just know it to be the mayor's home. I'll just put an X on it for you. Well, technically the fort's name is Fort Breline, but the city's name is now Breline as well, so. And since this has been done, and this map is being marked so much, I'm going to take the marking of the Slayer's HQ from the other map and put it on this one.
Yeah.
Since this one has spent so much time on already.
And just to confirm that I remember right, that this was the way we were coming in.
That is where you came in, yes.
Okay.
There's the Slayer's HQ for you. Anything else you would need from me?
The note that I have from Yuffie had a meeting place listed on it. What was the name of it?
I believe it was a tavern, wasn't it? But let me double check.
I believe so, yeah.
Let me check. I am looking. It's directions to an inn, but it didn't have a name for the inn.
Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah, I don't see the name written down. Is that me being obtuse myself, or was it Yuffie being an idiot? I'm gonna say that was me being an idiot and not Yuffie. Just because she wants you to find her. So give me 1 second to find the inn name here. It would be where is it? I have so many inn names that I have them assigned to certain things. It'd be it is the Black Snake Inn.
Then she would ask him to circle down the map, despite the fact she has instructions just for ease.
Sure. As that is right smag here, near where you entered and near the Slayer's HQ.
Excellent.
Snake. What snake?
Black Snake.
Like,
Rather rowdy inn. If you're going to stay there, it's a bit, well, it's a nice place. It's, the customers that stay there are a bit on the excitable side.
you took the question out of my mouth, because the next thing I was going to say was, did he make any weird faces when I asked for that one?
If you'd like as well, I can send missives to any shops that you are looking to go to, making a suggestion that they offer discounted prices for you since you are looking into the matter regarding the goblins. I can't promise that they'll listen to me. I am the mayor, but I cannot order them to sell things to you cheaper. That would just be wrong, frankly. But I can suggest it. Frankly, it might make some of them angry. So, it's up to you. I think I can at least convince the owner of the Dark Flame to offer you discounts. She is a... He stops. And is really thinking. Eccentric woman. And, but she's very kind. Even if she doesn't act like she is. So I could probably convince her, but unless you really want me to, I wouldn't recommend me send anything to the Arcane Infinity. The shopkeep there's a bit pompous.
Then just the Dark Flame, then. I wouldn't want you to get any negativity back from...
Oh, I'd be fine. It's just it could hurt your cause, and they could up prices for you if, out of spite.
Then just what you seem best, then.
He nods. Anything else I can provide my assistance to with my resources? Or any other questions that you need regarding everything we've briefed on tonight?
No, I think we're all good.
Okay. Checking to see that Silas I axed everything for Silas. Did everything get talked about that needed to in here? Alright. As he would go, if that is all, I have briefed you on all I've known and answered whatever questions you had. It is getting late. I'm rather tired after my day, and would love nothing more to retire to my bed, but the archive calls for the important things you had asked of me. So, if I could excuse myself to go delve into it to find what I can before my rest, I would be appreciative of that.
Of course.
Of course.
Then I shall take my leave. As he stands, you see him pull out a pocket watch and check the time, nods to himself, and puts it back as he goes, if you need dinner or any sorts of other accommodations while here, please do not hesitate to reach out to one of the maids or butlers. They will provide you what they can. And if you see any of us as well, you can ask us for anything you want. The same, of course, extends to you, Zeplar. I must get going, as I do not want to be up all night searching the archives for things. As he is going to start to walk off toward the way you all came in. Mysteros gets up as he goes, I can assist you, father, if you'd like. And Volmer just goes, No, please. You do plenty with your patrols during the day. You do not need to help this old man search through a pile of dusty scrolls. As he goes, as you wish, then. And Volmer would step out. Asteros would smile and turn to you all and go, do you all require anything more of me while I'm here?
I don't believe so.
Then, Lord Zephyr, if you would do me the honor, I would like to show you to your chambers. We have set up a room for you. I believe you have not been shown the way yet. Zephyr would go, I did arrive and then get instantly led here, so no. That would be appreciated, Lord Asteros. As he just goes, just Asteros, please. And Zephyr would go, then it will be Justice Zephyr from you as well. And he just smiles and he stands as Asteros gives a bow to you all, and then Zephyr would look to you, Astrid, smile again and go, I shall see you later in the morning, Lady Astrid. If you and your companions would have me, I would like to collaborate our efforts as a group to try and solve this as quickly and as cautiously as we can.
I look forward to working with you.
The pleasure will be the pleasure shall truly be mine. And he is going to follow behind Asteros. What's the insight for?
See if Astrid was being truthful about looking forward to working with him.
Astrid, if you want to roll something, you can whisper roll it to me, or if you believe Isaac has gleaned any insight into you, you can say what he's gleaned into. It is a 10, which is not very good.
No, it is not. Okay.
I was supposed to go to Jake, so it would be scary, but it didn't work.
I mean, Isaac, you can't tell. I mean, yeah. You take what Astrid said at face value is more to say what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. And the two of them leave, and you all are left alone, aside from what looks like some servants who are cleaning up. Oh, sorry, no, they wouldn't leave messes behind with them. They would go and clean up after themselves, these Asteros and such, so they wouldn't do that. There would just be what looks like servant staff awaiting you all to depart to gather any of your leftover dishes and such. But it would be you all alone.
It's like later in the night or evening?
No, this would still be inside the meeting room.
What?
What is your
No,
point?
He was asking
I
what
asked
time it was.
it's later in the
Oh, you're asking if it's later in the evening. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying like later in the evening, as like if we'd moved forward. No. Yeah, it's later now. Because you'd arrived here, sun was low already. Hour past. It is around from your best estimate. Volmar would have told you what time it is. It's about 8 p.m.
Right, well, do we, are y'all turning in, then?
I'll be retiring, yes.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Right, well, good night. Beryl's gonna head to her room.
Okay. As you go to head to your room.
Oh, aren't we? We're sharing rooms, aren't we?
Some of you are.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Me,
So now...
Carolina, and
And
Soul, I think, are sharing a room. Everybody else had their own.
Is that true? Let me check my note thing.
I know Josie had her own room.
I know Josie
Isaac had.
did.
I know Isaac did.
Isaac, Astrid, Silas, and Josie all get their own rooms. Yeah, Beryl and Soul. Carolina sharing a room. Awesome. Okay. So Beryl, Soul, and Carolina, you three are departing to your room.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac, Josie, Astrid, are you all departing to your own rooms as well?
Yes.
Is there any exchanges that need to happen? Sorry, Josie, you went to say something, or were you just agreeing that you were going to your room?
I was just agreeing.
Okay. Is there any things that need to be said or done as you all are moving away from each other, as last notes or anything like that, RP wise?
Isaac would kind of come up behind Astrid and just be like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yes, I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be?
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes a blast from the past can be a little jarring. I just wanted to make sure that everything was all right.
Everything is perfectly fine. I think the worst thing he's ever done to me is when I think I was around 5 and he may have sort of thrown a rock at me.
Well, I mean,
Him up.
how old was he?
8 or 9? He apologized afterwards. Somebody put him up to it.
He's going down.
Well, I guess kids will be kids. They threw rocks at me, too. I guess that's not surprising.
Alright, thank you for that information about your life.
Yeah. It was really easy to hit me. I mean, my head was always in a book. I was a pretty non-moving target.
While kids can be cruel.
That they can. Alright, well...
I'm going to go to my room now.
Alright, good night, Astrid. I'm so... sorry
Good
for
night.
that.
They threw rocks at me, too.
Yeah, they did.
How do you respond to that? Go on, sorry, Zach.
Beryl requests extra sheets and pillows and starts making a fucking fort in Seoul, Carolina, and Beryl's room.
Yeah, they'd give it to you.
Yeah.
They have exceptionally good hospitality. They can't refuse even the most absurd requests.
Girls Club.
Why did the children stone you? Okay. Is anyone having anything they would like to do before pulling it in for the night?
I think you know what I want to do.
I don't.
Okay.
Right.
No. I mean, it's play with my rod, so maybe.
Yeah.
What are you looking to do?
I'd like to use Awaken Mind on my rod as I go to like before I go to sleep. Maybe wait an hour. Well, actually, no, not even. He's kind of he's got some
Just let you
questions.
get in there and
Yeah,
really give it the once over.
Roll me a D100.
I will do that.
It does not appear to connect to your mind currently. As you examine the rod over, you can tell that the magical energy in it appears to be low.
Low.
Yes.
Is this new, or is this the same experience that I got like after I ate the
It's similar to that. It's similar to that. But you can tell that there's a bit more of a famined energy to it currently.
Mhm.
As if it's even lower than last time.
Okay.
And all you can really think is you'll just have to see how it is another night. See if it's any better tomorrow or anything like that. Anyone else?
Astrid needs to write 2 letters.
Mhm.
So the first is going to be to Satanta, updating them that they have arrived and their current game plan.
Got it?
And then the second one is going to be to Morgan, describing the snowflakes she has found. And she's going to sort of be casual about it, but she's going to mention that Silas is worried. So she's going to describe it, she's going to draw it the best she can, and she's going to say, if you think it's nothing, you don't need to worry about it, but I thought you should know.
Sure. Okay. And are you going to use the whistle after?
Yes.
Okay. Assuming you go to a window, open it up, and whistle, and then a raven would appear and take the letters.
Well, I was gonna get 2. I didn't want to.
Oh, you want 2?
Bird.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Letters.
I mean, sure. So you'll get 2 different birds, and both of them will move off with your letter.
Yeah. Before they go, she will offer them a snack and some water.
Sure. And then they would fly off.
But she's good after that.
Okay. As you do so, you're good after that. Anyone else have anything they'd like to do for the night?
I'm just gonna be once again nice and cozy in the blanket fort with Sol and Carolina. I'm gonna pop open my Destin history book.
Okay. The Chronicles?
Yeah.
Okay, so the recountings. All right. Okay.
I would read the history of. I would continue reading the. Where is it?
Tiefling book?
Yeah.
By this point, I believe you would have finished that book, or you will tonight.
Okay.
You've been reading it for a while.
Every so often, Beryl will just kind of like roll over and like peek over Carolina's shoulder and be like, "How's it going?"
Going good.
Yeah. This boring. This book is very, very boring.
It's actually very much not boring. It's a very riveting tale, in fact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then Beryl would say, "This book is very riveting."
Beryl?
Maybe we.
Hey. All right. Wait. Hold on. First, is Sol in the fort or outside?
She would have come into the fort.
Okay. I'll roll back over to Sol. Hey.
Tomorrow, I need some help. I'm not sure if you can help me, but okay. Through prayer, I have discovered I have the power to resurrect people now. But I spent all of my money on potions.
Okay.
Um,
I don't know what you're getting at.
sorry, resurrection requires diamonds. I have none, and I have no money to purchase any.
Oh, you need money? Hold on. She just like digs out her like coin purse and just starts pulling it all out. How much do you need?
How much are diamonds anyway?
I need one worth 300 gold, but they usually cost more. Instead of handing me money, if we could go out and buy some before for our excursion, it would be great.
Um. Oh. Uh. Yeah.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
might sell it at a
That's
magic shop.
right.
Possibly.
Um. That's sure. That's fine. That's not a. Don't see why that would be a problem at all. There's nothing wrong with going out and to the city and shopping for things with the other people that are shopping for things and we'll be out there walking around.
Um. mm, Well, the magic shop that the um, mayor told us he could get the discounts at was the Dark Flame magic shop, right?
Yes.
That's nearby. Um, what did he say this was? Like a not a forest, like a park,
It's a
right?
park.
Yeah. Um, maybe after we head there, we can go to the park as well, Barrel.
Um, yeah, I'd like that very much.
I know being in a big city, can be a bit overwhelming.
There's just a lot of people. Um, and I don't do well with the crowds. Um, and they just they're I I don't really. I've never seen so many people in one place before. It's kind of overwhelming. Um, I'm sorry. I will. I'll I'll come with you. Sol. Um, I'll just maybe we find some of the lesser traveled paths. We can go down and then we can go to the park.
We can stick close together so we don't um so it's not as nerve-wracking with so many other people.
That would
But if
be
you start to get nervous,
very
you can
good.
just let me know. If
Okay.
anything, we can head um somewhere more secluded to relax, catch our breath.
I'd like that very much. Thank you.
Of course.
I would imagine it would not just be the three of us either.
Mm.
That's
You,
true.
you can explore the city surrounded by friends.
All right. Maybe not that much, but I do want to go to to the Slayers. Um, blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, it's a big city.
We'll go with you. No need to worry. And I
Yeah.
just meant that you would not be alone. If you get anxious, we are here for you. Just like you are here for us. And thank you, by the way.
Don't mention it. That's what friends do for each other. Beryl's just gonna kind of roll back over and go back to her book.
Sure.
As will Carolina.
Okay.
Question.
Answer.
Would Soul be able to look through like the table of contents in the stone jungles of Euclex and find Amiva Alanara? I'm pretty sure I butchered it.
No. It would not be in there. It does not appear to be one of the old world ruins. As you've read the book, you'd gain awareness that the old world ruins appear to be from way beyond recorded history. And it does not appear that you find any sort of mention of Imvia Alanar. Alright, anyone else for the night? Josie, anything you need to do?
For the night, she's going to, in her room, sort of take out the gun guts that she has from the destroyed rifle and start, like, haphazardly, like, sketching what she might be able to make with them now that she has to.
Okay. Okay. Roll me your gun building tools, for your sketch as you begin to plan something out to see what you could possibly do with them. What does Josie think? What do you think Josie wants to make?
She wants to make a high-powered one-handed gun.
Okay, so you want a high-powered weapon, a high-powered one-handed weapon.
Yes.
Okay. So you plot out the framework of a high-powered handgun, and you know that it's going to take you some time before you figure out how to do that part of it. High-powered handgun, from what you're calculating in your mind, could very well fall apart upon firing it. But you're gonna try and crack it. So you begin your planning out and your planning stages for your high-powered pistol. Okay. With that being said, I think I've gotten what everyone is doing for the night. And before the night ends, Astrid, roll me a D100. Astrid sleeps a sound and pleasant night, with nothing happening to her. And Isaac, roll me a sanity saving throw. That's a pretty good roll. What is that, a base roll of 16? That turns into a 14 because of your -2?
Yeah.
Alright. Oop, I sent that to the wrong person. Sorry about that, Alex. I just sent you a message that was for Bard. And
No, I'm gone now.
And now it won't let me delete it.
I'm gone.
Bye.